Hello and welcome to the RPG Academy podcast Twitch stream and YouTube channel. My name's Michael, and I'm back on a Friday night. First time I've been doing this at night in quite a while, at least this game, to play some more Final Fantasy. So at the end of last game, I completed the underwater dungeon, defeated the Kraken. I did go ahead and check my spells here in this town to see if there was anything new that I wanted. And I'll walk back in town because I'm done. And I need to make a trip to a couple different towns before we actually go to the next dungeon. But it should be fairly quick. I don't expect to be able to get all the way through the last dungeon before the final today. But we'll see how far we get. I was able to take the slab to Dr. Lewin or whatever his name was, and I was taught that language, so I need to go to that town. And there's also some spells there that I want to get before I actually get to the tower. And I'm already seeing some drop frames. It looks like I'm green, but it's going in and out a little bit. I did a speed test just before I jumped on. It was a little slower than I would like, but it seemed like it would be okay. So we'll keep going, but if things get a little rocky, we might jettison this and try again another time, which is so frustrating. I know I complain about my internet all the time, but it is ridiculously frustrating. Though, to be fair, I have found that there are people with worse internet than me. Hard to believe. And I don't mean like, in some like third world country. I mean like 50 miles from me. A friend of mine lives a little bit further out in eastern Kentucky. He's an artist, but he also has a small farm. And he apparently has even worse internet than I do. So I have to try to manage my expectations and couch my criticisms with that caveat that it really could be worse. But not much. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to go to the other town that is basically to the east and a little bit north, but since this world map's pretty small, I'm actually going to go the other way and go around the world here. Oh, can't land on the house. And I'm not 100% sure about the spells here. I think I've already checked them, but I'm not sure, so I'm just double checking. Yep, I already have Ice 3. And then let's double check what Wanda has. So she needs both of those. Go ahead and hit the inn here. Let's see, I'm level 24, about 13,000 away from 25. So now I want to go to that Lufufian town. I can't remember what it's called exactly. And it's a little bit hard to get to. It's a little bit south from here. And there's really no easy way to get there. Whoops. You can't land next to it, so you have to walk there. And it's, not crazy far, but it's a little bit of a distance. And there's obviously going to be a lot of fights here along the way. So if there is anybody checking out the channel, hasn't jumped into chat, totally understand, no pressure. But if you do feel comfortable and want to say a hello, please do let me know. It's always nice to see when people are out there. I have a couple, 2 to 3 regulars that often join me, but this is a weird time. I didn't really announce beforehand I was going to do this, so the chances of them being free kind of slim. But I'm hoping that maybe some new people that have not checked things out will. I just play this game because I love it. I don't expect that there's anything that I'm going to show you that's revolutionary. There are a few little tips and tricks that I've picked up from playing it so many times. Most of those I've already shared in some of the other videos, but exploits, places that you can fight and get a really high risk to reward ratio where you get a lot of experience and gold with not a whole lot of risk to your characters. So it kind of makes leveling up a little easier or quicker, not necessarily easier. And then also trying to get promoted early. Trying to get promoted early so that you have more levels after your promotion than you do before. But that's really about it. There's not like a whole lot I'm going to teach you. This is just kind of more of nostalgia, hanging out, playing this game that I love and have played through, literally dozens of times. Multiple configurations of, the characters. This is probably my favorite. I don't think it's quite the best. I actually think 2 fighters and 2 black wizards, black mages, are probably the most powerful. But a fighter and then a black belt / master and then 2 black wizards is also very, very tough. You lose out on having the early healing that you get from the white wizard and the undead attacking spells, but you make up for it with having a crap ton of defense and armor and hit points through your 2 fighters, and then just additional AoE spells that you get from your black mages and black wizards earlier. So it's probably easier / faster to go through the game with that configuration, but I still like this one better. So there's one person I need to talk to in this town. And then there's also a quote-unquote hidden magic shop where you get the level 8 spells. So this person all the way down here by themselves who's not moving will give me the chime. Until I have the chime, I can't actually get into the Mirage Tower. And since that's where we need to go next, it's kind of important to have it. And then if you go up here and then just keep going east, you'll walk over to this quote-unquote hidden magic shop. Okay, so with that out of the way, I kind of don't really need money anymore, other than to get more like potions, which are still handy and still helpful, but I don't think there's anything else for me left to buy. So basically we'll just be using money on potions, and I'm not going to go fill up because it just takes a little while. I'll go ahead and go to the tower, get in there, mix it up for a little while, and then, because I know that I'm not going to get through the entire tower this go, and then when I come back out next time, I'll go take care of that in between sessions, so you don't have to pay attention to watch me doing that. So basically, I've been through the first 3 of our elemental dungeon / bad guys: earth, fire, and water. Last up is wind or air. So I go into the Mirage Tower, and then at the top of the tower, I actually will get teleported to, I guess, like a satellite in space. It's a outer space encounter, which when I was like, 9 or whatever, and I was playing this, or maybe even 12, I don't know, just blew my freaking mind. This whole, we're in a fantasy world, but oh no, there's actual like robots and not really aliens, I guess, but you know what I mean? So it was a big deal, and I really just kind of sparked my imagination, and I mean, it's not that complex, and it's not that even that original, but I really liked it, and I've loved this game basically from the jump. First time I ever played it, I absolutely loved this game. Not so with Legend of Zelda. I hated the original Legend of Zelda, mostly because I had no idea what I was doing. And again, I've shared this somewhat before, but I'm hoping maybe there'll be some new people listening in. This was back when renting video games was like a brand new thing. And the only place that would rent video games in the small town I lived was Jack's Rent-A-Center. And they didn't give you the instruction booklet. This is going to be a problem. I might need to run. Kind of hate to do it, but I actually think I need to. And they didn't give you the instruction booklet because I guess they're just scared that it wouldn't come back, or maybe it did get rented and didn't come back, and so they didn't include it anymore. But I didn't get the instruction booklet when the first time I played Legend of Zelda, and I was a kid. I'm dumb. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just wandered around. And I remember specifically going to the west, assuming that you start looking north, and you get into like that red-colored forest, and there's like a little maze action where you have to go, what was it, like down, left, down, left, down, left, or something. You had to do the same pattern multiple times to actually get through it. Otherwise, it just kind of repeats itself, and it was exceedingly frustrating. I didn't understand how the game worked, and I didn't like it because of that reason. But then my soon-to-be brother-in-law, who's now my ex-brother-in-law, I think twice removed, showed me how to play and explained the rules to me, and it quickly became one of my all-time favorite games. So I'm getting close to beating this game. I'm hoping I've only got a few sessions left, though that might actually include some leveling off air, as it were, because I definitely need to be closer to like level 32 to actually beat the game reliably. So there's a chance that I might, I don't know, level. It depends on what level I am when I'm done and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, the game I play after this, right now I'm looking at either the original Metroid or the original Legend of Zelda. I'm leaning towards Legend of Zelda for a couple reasons. One, I know that game very well, probably better than I know this one. And I'm pretty comfortable that I would be able to get through that game in not maybe one setting, but in not many, probably, 3 or 4 sessions. So it'd be kind of a quick thing where this is turned into, weeks and weeks and multiple sessions and hours. That game will be much shorter. It's almost like a palate cleanser. And then jumping into Metroid, which I love, but I have not played in a very long time, do not remember it very well. And that is a game where I'm going to be figuring stuff out as I play, unlike this one or Legend of Zelda, and it's very likely going to take a long time and a lot of back and forth figuring things out, doubling back and making mistakes and dying and that kind of thing. So I'm thinking that maybe that'll be the order. But I'm open to some suggestions. A couple people have mentioned Castlevania. I have never actually beaten the original Castlevania or Castlevania 2, so that'd be kind of fun. But then it falls a little bit into the Metroid thing where I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not sure if anyone is watching this video at all because it's fun to watch me play these games. But I have to imagine that watching me flounder playing Castlevania would be less fun. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people would enjoy that more, seeing me just get frustrated over and over again and cursing and throw my controller. I'll make for better TV. I don't know. I'd like to think I won't throw my controller. I did back in the day. I was a controller thrower. But I'd like to think that I've gotten over that. But hey, we play Castlevania. We might find out together. So there's a lot of tough fights in this dungeon, as it were. So definitely going to be leveling, I don't know, quickly, but we'll be leveling hopefully a couple times. So getting turned to stone is still a concern of mine because much like dying, if that happens, you don't get any experience points. And I'm kind of a stickler for not having my characters not be at the same experience points level. So I will go out of my way to try to get rid of these Medusa first because I don't want them to turn me to stone. There we go. Oh, excuse me. As sad as it is close to my bedtime anymore. And I also woke up like 2 hours earlier than normal today for no apparent reason, just sort of did. All right, so now I have another healing. I don't think I can wear this. Nope. We'll check that. Yep. But now both Wanda and Loki can cast healing in battles without using any of their mana or spell slots, which is, that's good. All right, so check our status here for our weapon. We are currently at 51 and 114 with the defense sword. Equip. And then let's see what our new status is. That seems to be worse. Yep, it's worse. So we will leave our defense equipped. I'm not sure if that weapon has any special abilities. I'll find out shortly. I'll just check to see what happens. And now, so we currently have the Opal Shield, and our defense is 67 and 62. Wow, so the Aegis Shield, way less absorb, but higher evade. I don't think so. I'm going to go back the other way. Oh, wait. I think I did the wrong thing there. Let's try this again. There. So apparently I didn't have that shield equipped. So let's try this again. So we're at 67 and 62. And then let's try the Opal Shield, Aegis Shield switcheroo. So exactly the same. So it doesn't make any difference. I'll stick with Opal. So what I'll do here is I'll just have both of my wizards here cast this healing just to, keep pumping up the experience points. I might go one more cycle without having Zeus, the Loki to the Zeus gauntlet, but probably not. But I'll get some extra healing in there. Keeps everybody closer to full all the time. To me, that's a good trade-off. Because I'm kind of at the point where unless I'm fighting like a whole group of enemies and I have multiple AoE items being used, Loki doesn't do enough to really matter. Let's talk to the robot. Am I the master? Go Going by Ghostbusters rules, I should say yes. All right, so we are going to fight and fight, and then we are going to heal and heal. Looks like everybody's already at full except for maybe Cap, which now Cap and Hulk both aren't. I'm hoping that they'll be able to take those out each time. Nope. But they have so many hit points. I don't think having Loki use that Zeus Gauntlet's really going to make an effect. I think the healing would be more valuable. So maybe I'm wrong. Let's try this, which it would have been a lot more helpful to use it multiple times, but maybe a combination of the Zeus Gauntlet once and then a Cap or Hulk attack would take it out, which would speed up things pretty dramatically. I mean, that ain't nothing. All right, so somewhat interestingly, that when you come into this level, the level to go up is really close to the way you come in. You see they're right next to each other. There's just this wall between them. But if you want to get all the treasure, you have to go through the room. But in the future, I can just kind of make the little loop and move on up. So what I'll probably do is play. I'd like to get through this level, get all the treasure, maybe the next one, level of the dungeon, I should say, and also level my characters, and then probably call it there, be close to half an hour somewhere in that, and then next time should be able to hopefully go ahead and beat it. This is a bit of a lengthy, it's pretty straightforward. There's not a whole lot of twists and turns. Again, there's a little bit of like mazy stuff where you just kind of have to like, you can't go directly where you want to. You have to walk the long way around. But for the most part, from what I recall, it's pretty straightforward. So it should be less than 2,000 from leveling. So just a couple more fights should get me there. So we got some vampires. I'm going to try the Vorpal, see what it does. Hopefully I'll get to go and see. Nope. But again, so here, getting to the stairs to the next level is shorter than the trip to go into the room and actually, like get treasure. Not my favorite because these fellers can put my people to sleep, which is frustrating. So let's try the Vorpal because I should pretty much be able to guarantee that it goes off. Now I've got my text speed really high, so I'm going to have to really pay attention to see if I can see what it does. If anything. All right, so nothing happens. So the Vorpal Sled doesn't do anything. But that's good to know. It just seems weird that it would be less powerful than the one I already have. But I guess that happens, Can't always get improved equipment every time you go into a new dungeon. I guess it would get kind of predictable and boring. There we go. Okay, so can't hold anymore. It's probably armor. Drop the cap. Not really doing a whole lot for me anyways. So dragon armor. Okay, so now once again, check our status. 67 and 63. It's the same, but I'm going to go with dragon armor because it just sounds cool. All right, now we got the Sunsort. Okay. So 52 and 117. Just a little higher damage, but less of a hit percentage. But I'm not going to miss anymore, so I'm going to go with that one. But I also think it might do something. So let's see what happens when we do the Sunsort. Okay, I was wrong. Nothing happens. There we go. That's nice when we get a few taken out. Very nice. All right, I need to use some magic here to... That was probably a bit of a waste, but that's okay, because I know I'm not going to stay in here much longer. Okay. So I believe that Wanda can use Thor's hammer. It also casts lightning, but I also think it will let her actually do a little bit more damage if and when she ever actually fights, which isn't often, you know. Alrighty, so let's see what we got here. So weapons, still got a little bit of room. Armor, I'm pretty well full. There's not a whole lot I'm going to get rid of, but there are a few things. One is that power gauntlet. I don't even remember what it does, but I don't think it does much. So I'm going to go to the next level, but I might go ahead and just exit here, depending on what it looks like. Try the power thing again just to double check. I don't think it really does much. So it might be something else I can sell to make room. So it looks like it casts like a saber or something on yourself, because it said something about your weapons become more effective. So yeah, that's not anything I'm too concerned about. Cool. I'll take that. Take that any day of the week. All right. So I think this is the last level before we go up to the space station anyways. So let's see here. And there should be a forced fight right here. $400 damage and it didn't kill it. Oh, snipies. Yeah, that's not good. Okay. So let's and we'll just go ahead and we're in the space. Yay. Okay. So we're going to just go ahead and exit out of here using our exit spell. Item. Use cabin. Just as like a save spot just in case something crazy happens. Okay, so we're going to head I don't think the town that's really close to me here has a weapon and armor shop, because not all of them do. Not 100% sure. But flying's pretty fast. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to go over here. I will sell all this stuff I'm not going to use to make room. And then I'll probably buy some healing spells or potions. So decided I don't need the Sunsort. Oop, nope. I want to keep that. want to keep that. I want to keep all those. Okay. So Hulk doesn't need the Opal Shield. Wanda does not need the Opal Armor or the Power Gauntlet. And Loki needs all of that. I think Wanda needs a cap, right? Don't have any caps here. Okay. Let me double check. Yep. And then I'll... how am I doing on items? Oop. All right, I just need 20 healing potions, so I'll do that, and then we'll probably call it there. And then next time we should be able to get through the rest of that space station dungeon. We may have to make one more additional trip just because there's quite a bit of treasure up there, I think, and I might run out of space. Space, get it? For stuff, so I might have to jump out one more time just to make sure that I can get everything. Not that I know that I need much, but I don't remember what's in all the treasure chests, and I don't want to drop something that could be valuable for something that's less valuable. So if I have to make a couple trips in and out, that still won't take that long. And then we'll be ready for the final dungeon, which will take a while. And again, I may do some leveling off air to get me prepared for that. We shall see when the time comes. Hopefully I only need a few more of these. Yep, can't carry any more, so I'm full up. So we should be level 25, 18,000 away. So we'll definitely be level 26, I think, before we finish this dungeon. I think I'll get at least one more level, even if I don't look for like exploitable fights that will help me level, but just, getting through things. And then that leaves at least 4 levels that I would want before I think I can get through the final game. But actually, I'll just land here. So yeah, so that'll do it. No one jumped in chat. Hopefully that means maybe some people were watching but just decided not to chat. Totally cool. But hopefully more people chat with me next time. It's always more fun when people are talking and I can interact with people. But anyone watching now or in the future, thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.